fuck, I gotta do that real quick. We ain't in that space no more. We ain't in that. We ain't in that space no more. 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 Oh yeah, I wanna hear you. I wanna hear you. Oh yeah, I wanna hear you. Oh yeah, I wanna hear you. Okay, then I gotta do the other side. What up? What up, Marcel? Any tips on mixing? I want to drop music, but have absolutely no knowledge of mixing. Just keep doing that shit. Just keep doing it until you realize that your best mixes sound like shit, and why. That's really it. I've been mixing for... Fuck, I feel old as fuck. I've been mixing for probably, like, 6 or so years now. Like, on a real level. And, it's a perpetual learning curve. Like, you're never gonna be all the way there. So I think just start. Just start and start learning. And then also, if you have anyone in your circle or anyone that you have access to, like, on the internet who knows shit, ask them. Send them mixes. Ask them to critique your shit. And don't get mad when they say it sounds like shit, because that used to be me, and I was so prideful. And I was like, nah, but it sounds good. And it did sound good, but it could sound great. And I was mad as fuck that they found the thing that could make it sound great instead of just fucking doing it and seeing if it sounded any better. So, do that shit. Really just do it. And, I don't know. That's really it. Just, like, do your shit, twin. Like, I don't know. Who's gonna tell you you can't? Like, just start somewhere. That's all that really matters. All right, hold on. Let me do this other take real quick. Let me do this other take. 1 second. This bitch talking about some mixing started recording. This is the issue with being the talent, the engineer, and the vocal producer, is that I hear a hole and I'm like, patch that right now. Fuck. We ain't. Alright, let's do it. We ain't in that. Why all of a sudden forget the fucking lyrics? We ain't in that space no more. 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 I wanna hear you. Oh yeah, I wanna hear you. I wanna hear you. Oh yeah, I wanna hear you. Oh yeah, I wanna hear you. Alright, that should fill out, because that was just a lot of mids and stuff, and I was like, why doesn't it sound like it's filling the space properly? And it's because the choir was missing the sopranos. Doesn't work like that, girl. Alright, let's see what it sounds like, and I can level it. Whoa. We ain't in that space no more. 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 Tuck that into the mix, because this shit sounds so heavy. Maybe if I move it down. Bruh, also for the producer tag, can you make one for my friend Mari? Just say, oh fuck, I almost just fell out of my chair. Yeah, I got you. Well, actually, is Mari a good person? Let me answer that first before I start saying I love niggas. Can't condone that. What helps you push past writer's block? That's such a good question. Bro, stop treating it like writer's block and just, like, let it be that you need to go experience more life, do more things, talk to more people before you have the inspiration and the, like, attachment, or not attachment, but more so ability to tap in with, like, the flow state. You know what I mean? Because I think that the moment that you treat it like when you sit down and you just can't find it, that's writer's block, you're immediately diagnosing yourself with, all right, now I can't. I think you just have to continue to keep making stuff. Even if you're not completely finishing it or whatever for the time being, just keep rolling, because there will come a time where you do feel inspired and, like, you are going to just lean into the flow state, but you have to be able to get through that period where you start shit and you're like, I hate that, let me just close the computer. I hate that, let me just close the notes app. I hate that. Nah, lay what you hate. Lay what you hate, because the real tea is that we're our biggest critics, and there's so many songs that I was halfway writing or halfway tracking, and then I got really frustrated with the process and, like, in my head, and the writer's block was only in my head. I really just needed to keep working through that one small hump of, like, fuck, like, this isn't happening how I want it to. You have to let yourself let it happen, bro. Let the time roll by. And if it doesn't happen that day in that session, sure, give it your best shot for another 10, 15, 30 minutes. Then if you feel like you really are just not in that shit and you're forcing it, okay, fine. Close that bitch, but make sure you return to it. And then when you return to it, you either have fresh eyes and ears, or I don't know. Like, I think, you know, that's really the only advice I have for writer's block, is that it's not real. And writer's block is really just, like, evidence that there is more shit to be done that's not the actual audio work. Like, go fall in love, go have a conversation with a stranger, go read a book, go watch a movie, go do something that will allow you to tap into something other than your own fucking thoughts, because that's where that shit comes in. You know what I mean? Hi, Mar. Love you. So you write no punch in? It depends. Some of the songs I have are purely improvised. Like, I just record it and then end up keeping that, and that's what ends up coming out. Nothing written down. But punching in, nah, I'm not a puncher, dude. I don't punch in. I think either get confident with the delivery or, like, know what you're gonna write before you get in the booth, because I think punching in wastes a lot of time, and also it doesn't take any technique. And also, I'm a singer, so punching in doesn't really work in terms of, like, the vocal production side of shit. You know what I mean? But I see how, like, on the rap corner of music, there's no problem with punching in, because it's really just bars and bars and bars and just kind of doing your thing. But also, it's not as clever and it takes less thought sometimes. Like wordplay, you know what I mean? Because you're just like, hey, okay, I thought of that. Hey, I thought of that. When you could really just sit down and keep thinking that. But that's just my personal opinion. Do I fuck with Afro beats? I do. I don't listen to them a whole lot or use them in my own music, but I think Afro beats are fire. I love Afro beats in DJing and in, like, other collaborative ways. Do I stream on Twitch? Nah, I've been thinking about it, though. Because shout out my boy Mano, but he be on his shit and I've been on his shit. So, alright, I'm gonna skip forward to this shit real quick, though, because I really... We in that space no more. We in that space no more. Where is that? I just wanna hear you. think you should. Very engaging. Yeah, I've thought about it. Like, genuinely. I just want to get a better setup for that type of shit in terms of, like, having, like, OBS or something where I can actually do the sessions and shit. Much love, Blork. I'll see you later, bro.